Hello and welcome to this segment of 71 Magazine. I'm your host, Jaime Rafferty. We're happy to have serving as our underwriter today, OMU. And with us from OMU this morning is Sonya Dixon. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, in May, OMU has some activities surrounding water and the quality of water here in Owensboro. Can you tell us a little bit about what you all will be doing?
We're going to be celebrating National Drinking Water Week, and that's something that public utilities across the nation are going to be doing. And we're so fortunate in Owensboro to have a safe and ample supply, and we've heard so much about other areas that don't. So we're going to celebrate that in a kind of a unique way throughout the first full week in May, which is the 6th through the 12th at our Customer Service Center. We're going to invite you to come in and get a water bottle. Reason we want you to come in and get a water bottle is we want you to keep refilling that with our tap because we do have such good water. It's an opportunity for us to thank our customers for supporting us as a water and electric utility, but we're highlighting water this time. But also to thank our water quality staff as well. I think something like 24,000 tests a year are conducted on our water system, and they do an incredible job. And it's an opportunity to celebrate because we do have great water.
Yeah, we do, and that will be located at the Tamarack location.
Right, it's at our Customer Service Center. I should have been clear about that on Tamarack Road. If you come in that week, we'll give you a water bottle, and hopefully, you know, and the great thing about that is not only are we helping you save money because you're going to keep refilling that instead of buying bottled water, but it's so good for you.
Yes.
You know, I could talk about the benefits of drinking water all afternoon, but most of us know that, so it's a great way to kind of have that bottle there in front of you and keep the water flowing.
Well, actually, the reason why I'm asking is I'm an OMU customer and I live pretty close to that Customer Service Center. I'm going to want to get mine.
Well, come in. They're refillable. You know, they're not ones that you have to worry about wearing out. Just obviously never leave a water bottle in the sun for too long or in your vehicle. But we hope that you'll come and get one and use it.
Well, one of the things that kind of goes along with that is each year you all have a water quality report that's put out to your customers.
We do.
Tell us a little bit about that and where the water comes from, because people may not understand why it tastes so good.
Right. Well, let's start with that. You know, we live in an area where we get our water from an underground aquifer, which is protected by a clay lens and all these other layers. But the bottom line to that is that it's protected and it doesn't require a whole lot of treatment. Obviously, we do treat the water. You know, there are some things we need to do before we distribute it. But we're not like other utilities, for instance, that use water from an above ground source. When that could be reservoirs, streams, rivers, those sorts of things. So we do have that, and that's part of the reason it tastes so good. We have to treat it minimally, and you're not getting a lot of chemicals and those sorts of things. So we just have really great water, and we're lucky that our hardness is perfect. You know, that's what I think we notice a lot when we go someplace else and we wash our hair or wash our clothes or those sorts of things. So we're very, very fortunate. And we do a lot of our water testing here, which is also tested by the state. So I want to make that clear that we have a good checks and balances on that. And we provide, as a result of that testing, a water quality report every year. That's available on our website at omu.org, and that begins May 1st. We even archive those out there, so if you want to look at past one. And what's great about that is that you get to know exactly what the tests are for your water. You get to know about hardness, softness, what items have been tested and the results of those. You get some information if you have any questions. You also get a nice overview of the water system and how that works and what we do treat. It's just a real opportunity, and it's full disclosure. You know, this is your water. You know, electricity, we need it, it's important, but water sustains life, and we all know that. So we take that very, very seriously, and we feel that we have a responsibility to our customers to share that information.
And, you know, I know for years we discussed the ice storm. You know, for years on here, because so much went into it and so forth. We didn't realize the value of water until our water issue.
Right, in December.
In December.
We started December off with a bang, didn't we? You know, I think that reminded us all of the importance of having good quality water. We were under a boil water order during that time period, not because we had found anything in the water, but because the system had been breached and we wanted to make sure it was a safety measure. I think that reminded us how much we love our water and how much we need our water, but I think it reminded me of the qualified staff out there that got us up and running, conducted the proper testing, made sure that not only were we back in water, but we were back in safe and ample water. And I so appreciate that.
Yes.
24,000 tests a year, I cannot imagine. That water is tested routinely, and what's interesting is that bottled water that you might buy at the store does not have to undergo the same testing that water from your tap has to. So, you know, I think I like knowing that the water that I'm drinking is coming locally and that it's under, you know, that kind of scrutiny. Also, you know, bottled water is so expensive.
It is, yes.
It doesn't seem like that. You're spending $1 or $2, but it's 2,000 times more than what it would cost you
to just refill it.
To just refill it. So, and tap water's always available, right? So, you know, it's just something to think about. You know, another thing to think about is that 25% of bottled water is from municipal use systems anyway. So,
a person at home could sit here and listen to this and say, "Oh goodness, I mean, why am I not refilling my bottles?"
Exactly. We want to encourage you. I know, but certainly we're very, very fortunate to have, like I said, an ample and safe supply.
Well, and one of the things too that I've noticed when traveling, and I do travel frequently for my job, is you turn it on. Sometimes there's an odor. There's a taste, as you said, not your skin, your hair, all of those things. And so even as much as we like to go on vacation or trips, there's nothing like coming home to some good water.
We miss it, don't we? We certainly do. I hear about that all the time, you know,
Yeah.
when people travel, they can't wait to get back, or some even take it with them for drinking and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. You know, we just happen to be in a great location, this area, and that aquifer continues to fill, and we continue to carefully pump from it. So, you know, it's an exciting time in our water system anyway. We're expanding the Cabin plant, which was built, I think, over 25 years ago. It's hard to imagine. That plant was built to be expanded, and that's going to replace our Plant A, which is where we had the break, and we're experiencing some issues. So it's a very exciting time. You know, when I think about the history of water in Owensboro, you know, people literally came together and said the water system here isn't good. It was a private system. And they said, you know, we're washing our clothes and this, and we don't have an ample supply. And so they got together and formed a utility that eventually became OMU and joined with the electric part. So this is the people's water system, you know, and I would challenge you to be able to get the information about water someplace else from a private organization that you can get from us. And you know, you mentioned odors and anything like that. If you ever have an issue at your home,
that was going to be my next
you know,
question.
And there, now keep in mind that once the water gets to your meter from there on, it's yours. But sometimes you may even have something in your system that you have pipes in your house that are doing different things. But you know, we don't want you to assume that it's necessarily that. Call us, call in and say, you know, I've noticed this. You've been flushing in my area. I've noticed a little discoloration. Call and talk to our water quality people. They can tell you what to do. They'll even come out and help you through that. They'll help you test and do some things. So I think it's really important that you can make a local phone call to 270-926-3200 and talk to someone who knows who can talk to you directly about your water.
And if someone watching or a customer views that quality water report and has a question, they can call that same number for clarification.
Sure, please call. As a matter of fact, we include that on, I think, on the water quality report. We want to encourage you to call if you have questions. That's what we're here for, and that's why we publish that report, is to provide that information. Once again, it's your water system. So,
though I know the communication that you all get out is amazing, and I'm going to reference that. The water main issue back in December, we knew as the customers immediately what we needed to do. You all had mobilized this team, but you all have many ways that you get information out. How can your customers be best connected?
Well, as always, you can call us for more information. We hope that you'll visit our website at omu.org. We have a lot of information out there. As I mentioned, we archive our water quality reports. We have some information about National Drinking Water Week. We have all of that out there. And you know, we use Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter quite a bit. You're going to see lots and lots of information about drinking water this month, and about the importance and how to conserve, how to use it wisely, also how important it is to our lives. So you'll see that information out there. But also, you know, signing up for our texting option, I think that's a great option. That brings it to you at your fingertips. And what's great about that, I think we've talked about this, we use it very judiciously.
Yes.
You're only going to get information that is about the here and now. For instance, you know, we do, when since we're talking about water, if we're working in an area and we're going to have to shut water off in that area, or we're going to be disrupting it in any way, we're going to get information out through those texts. Our folks are also great about knocking on your door and leaving door hangers and other ways, but it is kind of nice to get a text that says that something's been restored. You're at work, you're wondering, oh, are they finished working on the water in my area? Because we do routine maintenance all the time.
And one more time before we leave here today, someone may want to get a water bottle that week of National Drinking Water Week. Can you tell our audience again where the location and the dates on that, please?
Well, it begins, National Drinking Water Week begins on May 6th, which I believe is Sunday. So that Monday on the 7th, that week you can come into our customer service center, which is on Tamarack Road, just by the overpass. Come in and pick up a water bottle. If you forget that, you can visit omu.org, and we have lots of information on there about where to come and get that.
Very good. Well, Sonya, we thank you for joining us, and thank those water people for us, because we have great water here in Owensboro.
Well, and we have great people working in that system. I do want to remind customers that the water quality report is issued on our website, but if you would like a copy, if you'll call our customer service center, you can either pick one up or we'll mail one to you.
Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us. Again, we'd like to thank OMU for serving as our underwriter today. We hope you'll stay with us. We have Burley Tillman Sullivan coming up from Mentor Kids, Kentucky.